Hello everyone! Today we're going to start by doing our Build a Sub worksheet. You're going to work on building your submarine. It needs to go either on the leftmost side or the rightmost side. So we're kind of doing it like medium-sized, and whichever side you draw your sub on, you need to point the periscope to the center of the paper. That's going to be really important. So I'm adding all of the details on my sub. Feel free to use the worksheet or your own ideas to build your sub. The next step is we're going to be drawing the area the periscope can see, so like its field of vision. So using a ruler, start at the top of the periscope and draw an angled line upwards. Make sure you're holding the ruler nice and steady. Do one on the bottom, and you'll notice it might be like too long of a line for your ruler, so you might have to move your ruler to finish the line. Next, this area we've highlighted here, this triangle shaped area, this is our area where the monsters are going to be, or like the deep sea creatures. So in this example here, I am drawing an anglerfish. So I'm kind of making this like big Pac-Man wide open mouth, adding some lip shapes and some curved sharp teeth. You can add whatever deep sea creatures you want, like squid and octopus and jellyfish and all types of fish and sharks, whatever you would like. But we do need to try to fill up this space with as many creatures as possible. So at this phase right now, we're just drawing in pencil, taking our time. You can see in this example, I've finished them. When you're done with that, you get to trace. So after you've traced in Sharpie, you'll be ready for your next step. The next step is using our tissue paper. You'll need a cup of water and a paintbrush, and oh, my paintbrush was dirty. That's okay. So I'm going to put water on the paper and then put water on top of the tissue paper. It's almost like we're making a sandwich. These tissue paper pieces need to overlap, and we're doing lots of cooler tones, so blues, purples, magenta colored ones. And notice each time I'm adding a new one, they kind of overlap. So you continue with this method. Try to keep it in that triangular area and don't go over the edge very much. When you finish that, you can use markers to color your submarine sub. Try to stick to bright colors, real light and warm colors so that it contrasts. Now we're going to take the tissue paper off. We will be saving this tissue paper, so please don't throw it away. And will you look at that? Some of my tissue paper did not bleed all the way through. So if this happens on yours, no big deal. Just grab some more tissue paper and some water, and you can apply new, fresh tissue paper to those areas to fill in the white spots. The next thing we're going to do is paint our ocean part. So for this, we're using India ink. You guys have used the bingo daubers before to make some big, thick, dark lines, but this time we're using a paintbrush. So you'll want to wipe the paintbrush off on the edge of the cup, and you should paint so carefully using the pointed end of the paintbrush. Like, try to use the brush straight up and down. Paint the area around the sub super slow and careful. Try not to get any of the ink on your submarine. And we're using a real small brush for this step. So once you've gotten a good area built up around the sub, then you can switch to a larger brush and you can finish the rest of it. Do remember to continue wiping off because that bigger brush is going to hold more ink. So make sure you wipe off the extra on the lid of the cup. So you can see I'm going to fill in the rest of my area here. And I realized I didn't trace the bottom edge, so that part I'm definitely going to take my time and go slower on. Once your ink is dry, our final step is using our white paint pen. So remember, the cap should be on if you shake it. I like to use a placemat under it so that way I can kind of test my marker and get it going. And you're going to do a couple different tasks with this. So the white marker can be used to add some white dots and white accents to your ocean creatures because a lot of these do light up. They have that quality in them where they have like a glow. If you have them with sharp teeth, you can try to carefully color in the teeth. Try to stay in your Sharpie lines the very best you can. Finish all the dots on this side. And for the opposite side, the sub side, we want to make it look like our sub is in motion. And so we're going to be adding dots at the back of the submarine. And you can also add additional bubbles to kind of show that there are sea creatures, but we just can't see them. So it adds a little bit to that mystery of the project. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed working on these.